Hi there, my name is Bianca. I wanted to do this video just to give you some insight on my experience with Avocademy. Yeah, so I hope this video is helpful. I'll just go ahead and get right into it. So to start, how I found Avocademy. Just to give you some background information, my background is in psychology and social work. I got my master's in social work in May 2020. I think around that time that I was kind of contemplating making a career switch, I seen like some Google certificates ads or different things that I was seeing about Google. And I jokingly was like, oh, I'm going to change my career. I'm going to go do a Google certificate. That joke kind of became real because I looked into it and then I started just looking into different things in general. You know, I looked into data analytics, I looked into digital marketing, I looked into graphic design, and then boom, UX UI came about. And so I fully didn't know what UX UI was until I read this article about like somebody's experience like of going from social work to UX, and I'll try to put it right here so you can see like what it was about. But that pretty much helped me get an understanding of like different skills that UX designers needed and how my skill set could be transferable to that. So then I got on the search, like how I'm sure you have searched, you know, day in the life of a UX designer, boot camp reviews, or General Assembly, my experiences, or self-taught UX designers, or how to get started in UX. I searched it all too as well, so I definitely understand. And from like searching, I knew that the self-taught side wasn't the route for me just because I needed more structure. And I felt like the boot camp program side was going to give me that. So that's why I started leaning towards searching for boot camps and programs that will be more helpful for me. Just because, like I said, I know I needed the structure of how this process was supposed to look. And there's something laid out for you to follow. And I know that I needed that piece. So once I started learning more about what UX was, I started expressing like that I'm going to, you know, probably make this switch. And I remember during this time, my mom had got an email from OfferUp, like a random, just one of those email subscription kind of emails. And this one was OfferUp in collaboration with Ironhack. It was for a scholarship that they were doing together. And they have a UX design program. And so my mom was like, maybe you should look into it. You're interested in this UX stuff. And if you could get a scholarship and if it pays most of it, then cool, you get to learn about this new career path without having to pay too much. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I should look into it. It doesn't hurt to try to get the scholarship. And I did get that scholarship. I have proof right here that I got the scholarship. But it was only for $2,000. And the program, I want to say, was $12,000. So it still would have been $10,000 to do the program. And for me, that just was too much. Well, like I said, I just got my master's. I'm still paying for that, and I didn't want to have to pay for other things as well. So it was a lot to consider, especially when making a career switch and not fully knowing like how that career switch is gonna go. So I just put that off on the back burner and didn't really move forward with that. In watching those how to get started videos, I've ended up finding Avocademy. Specifically, I found Maka, who is a mentor with Avocademy. And on that channel, there's just different videos of how to get started as well. Portfolio review, bootcamp versus blank, like bootcamp versus masters, all these different videos that were on the channel. And the one that stood out to me the most was a panelist video. And it was from students of Avocademy who have finished the program and have gotten jobs in UX. And it was really cool to see that this program that I'm learning about or watching videos on, that these students actually graduated from it and are working in jobs that I know the names of. Like, I know the names of these places that they work. It set the tone for, okay, I want to learn more about Avocademy. So I did the full-blown search, like I'm sure you're doing, and hence why my video popped up for you, of like, what is Avocademy? Who are they? You know, let me see their reviews. Is it good? Is it bad? The cost, how long it takes. I did the same thing that you're probably currently doing right now. And so after I did all that, I knew that, okay, Avocademy was for me. And I'll go into why I chose Avocademy right now. So the biggest thing that stood out to me was the price. With me making a career switch, it was really scary in general, just like the fact that you're leaving something for this new thing that you don't fully know. So paying a price tag of like $8,000 to $12,000 was just not, I couldn't allow myself to do it. And not to say that the boot camps are bad or anything. I'm literally just talking about price right now. And price wise, I couldn't see myself paying that amount for something I didn't fully know at the end of it if it was going to be the route that I was going to go. Like, I know I want to be a UX designer, but I didn't know how much I was going to get out of the 8 to 12,000 K that some of the other programs were asking for. So with Avocademies, and at the time I believe I paid $1,500, even though I don't have like $1,500 just laying around, I was willing to take more of a gamble with that in comparison to $8,000, $12,000, because I was hoping at the very least I knew like I said before, my biggest thing I needed was structure and foundation of what the process looks like, and I knew once I got that from this program, then I can grow myself if needed. I just need to know what the process is, what the steps are. So the price is definitely one of the factors that went into me choosing Avocademy. I'd say another one is the originality that came with Avocademy. And watching like a lot of the bootcamp reviews or just hearing about bootcamps in general, I felt like a consistent thing that I was hearing was that you're coming out of these bootcamps and your portfolio is looking like everyone else's. And for 10K, I was like, I don't want my portfolio to look like everybody else's. Like, I want to be able to stand out to a certain extent. Like, I know that there's a format layout that's very similar to that we all kind of share. I didn't want my projects to be like the basic project a recruiter sees from, you know, someone coming out of a cohort in a boot camp, pretty much. And so that originality factor with Avocademy stood out to me because if you go on their website, they have a student success tab. It's on like the menu header, and it shows some of the students that have gotten jobs and have been successful in the program. And if you click on, you can click through their portfolios, and even though they share a similar format, they are not similar as far as content goes. And I liked being able to go through those portfolios and seeing what came out of the program as well. And that played a role in why I chose Avocademy. I'd say another thing that came to mind for me was the mentorship and being able to have access to mentors that were able to provide you with feedback and support and guidance on your work and your design process. And I know I needed that, and it goes alongside that structure and that foundation that I wanted to lay for myself when being in a program. And like I said before, another part that definitely played a role in choosing Avocademy was seeing the students that actually got these jobs, right? That panelist video was definitely one of the stepping stones of me being like, wow, it's possible. And I'm watching students show me that it's possible. That definitely played a role in me choosing Avocademy as well. And I'd say my last reason why is just because the program seemed genuine. Like, it was just very open and honest. And I ended up scheduling a one-on-one with Maka before I even started the program. And it was just a genuine experience. Like, I felt like there was no selling point. There was nothing there to make me feel like I need to commit. It was more informational in the sense of UX, and then, you know, me asking questions about Avocademy and how I can, you know, put those two together for myself. So with all that said, I want to go into my next piece, which is my experience in the program in general. For this part, I'm going to talk about the foundations course of things, which is more so like the breakdown of what UX is and then the steps that you complete to get to a finished portfolio piece, pretty much. So the design process that you take as a UX designer. So overall, I'd say that the course is a fun challenge. Like, it's challenging, but I had so much fun doing it. And course-wise, it's a mixture of like reading material, video breakdowns, and visual examples that you're able to see. And for me, I'm personally a visual learner, so like the videos and the visual examples were what stood out to me the most when going through the coursework, because it just helped me see what I needed to do. There's also like readings or like articles to go over as well, and that's an additional like just support of the coursework. And for me, that was probably one of the harder sides of the coursework, because one article that says like read time is 15 minutes was going to take me an hour to go through, because like I like to stop, take notes, and really digest everything that I'm reading. So I found myself taking a lot of breaks whenever like reading material came up for that. Previously, like I said, I needed the structure of the course and guidance, like step by step on how to be a UX UI designer and how that works. And I feel like I've already said that multiple times, but like it's really just breaking down step by step what you're going to do. And it's challenging because it's new to you as you're going through it. But then this later on, and I guess I'll express this a little bit later on, but like in a different side of the program, because you learned all that, it just is coming more naturally. Like, to you. Like if I was doing self-taught, I wouldn't have known what to look for, what things should look like, how I should have done it, or even if I did it right. So that's where the mentors definitely played a key role, because like I'm going through these steps and then they're helping me understand like if I've done things right. Another piece that from my experience that I enjoy is meeting other students, hearing their stories and connecting with them. I've been able to build really close relationships with people, and I've even made friends that like we FaceTime and we text all the time now. And it's just nice to be able to connect with others that are understanding this new adventure that you're going on and that they're going on as well. And then there's the motivational side of things that I've enjoyed from my experience. Like our program has guest speakers each week. They're people that are UX designers that are working out of their companies a majority of the time. So they could be former students, and based off of what their topic that they're discussing, they'll give you the 411 and some information and some tips on whatever the topic that they are discussing. So it's really cool to be able to hear like where somebody started and then see what they're doing now. And we also have a wins channel, which a lot of our communication happens on Slack, and then, you know, from there there's Zoom calls and whatnot. But Slack is where a lot of us connect, and we have a wins channel where we're able to see my fellow colleagues or the other students, you know, that are accepting offers, and it kind of gets you excited and hyped up to like, be like, yeah, I could do this. I'm going to do this. Like, I want my win to be in there and motivate someone else too. A lot of the students that you may have started with, it's cool to see like where we started and here they are accepting a job now. And to just wrap it up and put foundations in a bow, I'd say it was perfect for me. It's definitely what I needed. I'd even go as far as to say that it exceeded my expectations. I was kind of thinking that I was going to get what I paid for, kind of a thing. Like whatever I got from this program would have been good enough, and then from there I could have built myself. But I feel like the program built me. Like it built my foundation of UX. It was nice to be able to have something in place to follow, especially when entering the UX world. So that kind of goes into this next piece of like where I am. And where I am is I'm actually in the Career Jumpstart program. So there's two. There's going to be your foundation side, and then there's the Career Jumpstart. And so I'm in that second piece now. So Career Jumpstart is where you add more projects to your portfolio, kind of getting you job ready as far as being able to look for a job. Minimum, you need 3 projects on your portfolio to be seen by jobs, pretty much. I ended my foundations course with 1 case study. Right now, as far as my Career Jumpstart, I'd say that first November, December, January, February, the first 4 months I was working on projects. So now I'm on the other half of Career Jumpstart of getting me getting me job ready, and then now searching for the job. So I'm searching for jobs. As of this video, I've applied to 95 jobs in total. Of those 95, I've had 3 phone screenings. From those 3 phone screenings, 1 has turned into a second interview stage. So I'm currently going through that stage, and I've had 23 rejections. And I started applying the second week of March. So yeah, I'm actually feeling really good about that. That's a lot of applying and doing so, putting that quantity out there. I know that I am going to hear more and more back from companies and whatnot. So it definitely seems like a lot, like saying it, but for me to be already hearing back, like validates that the work that I have on my portfolio is quality. And I think that's what I appreciate a lot too, is like I applied 1 week and I was already getting phone screenings and interviews the next. And as far as the Career Jumpstart, you can either pay up front, or there's like a 7% of your salary once you get a job. So Foundations course has its own price and timeline, and then the Career Jumpstart has its own price and timeline. So I'll kind of put that right here so it makes more sense. But in Career Jumpstart, you get to work with clients, you get to work in teams and collaborate with people. So you're going to come out of, if you do both of these programs, you're going to come out with 3 projects minimum. Overall, that's just kind of my breakdown of, you know, how I got here and where I'm at now. And those were my steps of how I got to this point in my experience. I hope this was helpful in any way, shape, or form. And if you have any questions for me about my experience, definitely leave them down below and I'll try to get to them. But if you have questions about like the program and the course, I'd say reach out to the mentors. I'll leave their like contact link down below so you can schedule a meeting with them, because they're going to have, you know, the best information to give you in regards to the program. But yeah, so that's all. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alrighty.